Hey guys, so I'm here shooting on location. I'm in Mount Tremblant National Park. It's a park that's like 2 hours from Montreal. So I was hoping to get a sunset shot, but apparently I don't think it's happening. So instead, I'm just gonna go for like a simple black and white shot since there's not much any color in the sky. So I'm gonna go for a black and white shot. I think that will look really nice. And we just got some fresh snow like that fell yesterday. So all this is like, wasn't there a week ago. So basically what I'm gonna do is I already set up my camera. I set it up really, really low, and see only the beginning part of the lake is frozen, and I'm getting the snow streaks across the lake that's kind of leading my eye towards the mountains in the back. So what I'm gonna do here, I already put a polarizer on to remove any glare off the ice. It's doing a little bit of difference, but I'm keeping it. And I also put a 3-stop hard graduated ND filter, hard edge graduated ND filter. It's just to make the sky a bit more darker, because I'm already shooting in my mind that I want to turn it into a black and white. Since there isn't much color, I'm just gonna keep it like that. And I have in my hand something that I haven't shot with yet. I just bought it. It's the Lee Stop 15 stop ND filter. Now, reason I'm using 15 stop because it's still bright out, so if I need to shoot longer for a long exposure to get that dramatic clouds moving, I need to shoot maybe a 10 stop would be good too, but I just want to use a 15 stop just to test it out since I already bought it and I haven't used it yet. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm getting a reading at f8 at 1/10 of a second at ISO 50. So I already focused on the mountain in the back and switched to manual focus, because I always do that before putting in the filter. Now I'm in aperture priority, but I'm gonna switch to manual. Okay, I'm gonna switch to bulb and keep it at f8. I'm gonna slip in my 15 stop. Alright, slide it in. Here we go. And what I'm gonna do is I have an app that I use all the time. It's called the ND Timer, and I use it to calculate the time of my exposure. So I know I was getting the shutter speed of 1/10 at 15 stops. I know that's a lot. All right. Actually, that might be a lot. I might switch to a 10 stop. Surprisingly, it's still dark. Let me check. Alright, I'm gonna use a 6 stop instead. And if I want to use to the 10 stop, I'll jump into it. Sometimes you gotta adjust on the way. Alright, so I'm gonna yank that out. We won't be using you today. That's alright. There'll be other times. I'll put in the 6 stop. It's giving me like 40-50 minutes of picture time. Like, yikes, that's a lot. Alright, so with the 6 stop at okay, that's giving me 6 seconds. So I'm gonna try that and I'm gonna see. Maybe I need to switch to the 10 stop. Alright, I'm gonna switch the filters. Put in the 10 stop. I mean, this one will do. It'll give me enough time. Like, usually, like, you don't need much. You just need a few seconds to get that effect that you like. Okay, so now we're getting 1 minute and 42 seconds. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So let's click start and click. Now I wait. Okay, hey everyone. So this is the image that I finally chose to edit to work on. And I've had shot this finally at 169 seconds at f8 at ISO 50 at 35mm. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the contrast a bit here. I'm gonna go crazy on my whites and do a bit my blacks. And I'm gonna increase my shadows quite a bit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go nuts with the clarity here. It's just, I'm editing this to what I feel like it's gonna look best. Now I'm gonna go down here with make an S curve and the tone curve. Now all this looks crazy, but I'm gonna, once I switch this to black and white, this is where it makes more sense to me. So one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the blue slider here. I'm just gonna drag it down to like -29, and a little bit with the aqua too. And what that's gonna do is just gonna make a bit more dramatic too for the sky. Anything that's pretty much blue in the picture, it's gonna make it more dramatic, and you can see what it's doing. And I might just go back up and just increase my whites a bit, increase my shadows, maybe just go a bit down on my blacks. Okay, one more thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another graduated filter here, and actually I'm just gonna bring down the exposure like so. And if you find you want a bit over the mountain, if you go with the shadows and you open it up, it just balances it, but only affects the shadow part and balance it out. Alright. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to sharpening. I'm gonna maybe go like 90, and with the alt and slide the masking, it's just gonna show me wherever is in white is where I want it to apply. I don't want it to go on the sky because I want it to stay soft because it's a long exposure. So I want that softness in the sky. So I'm happy with that. Next thing I'm gonna do is I might just do a vignette here. Just gonna go down with the amount. I'm gonna do a lot of feathering before, after. Okay. Alright, and last thing I'm gonna do, two more things actually before I finish this off. Usually, like for black and white, I do it mostly in Lightroom. So I'm gonna click the healing brush tool. I'm gonna click visualize spots, and I see already a few spots here on my sensor. So I'm gonna clean those out. You can always delete it if you make a wrong selection. Alright, it wasn't too many. I know there's always a few, so I always check it even if I'm not sure, just to be on the safe side. I'm just gonna boost the clarity a bit. Alright. And last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the brush tool here. I'm just gonna keep it up high like so. And I'm just gonna do a bit of dodging here on this part. Just because your eye kind of follows the bright spots, and I want this to be brighter. So I'm just gonna paint it in. And I have this at a low flow and about 0.53 exposure. So I'm just gonna paint it in here. And I might just do it in a few places where I feel like I want it a bit brighter. Maybe here on the reflection, the water, maybe a little bit of the trees here, a bit of the trees there. And like this reflection in the water, especially that part of the water is like silky smooth because of the long exposure. So it's really nice. Alright, so I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for the image. I'm happy with it. So right now I can save it, export it, share it online. One last thing, I might just check if my horizon line was straight. It was straight in camera, but sometimes I need a bit. Here we go, that's good. Alright, so now I thank you guys for watching, and hope you like my video, and please subscribe to my channel or watch my other videos. Thanks.